So everything we've done so far has been in standard form. Right? The standard equation of a circle. X minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals r squared. We are now going to introduce general form. So x squared plus cx plus y squared plus dy plus e equals 0. Or you can write it with x squared plus y squared plus cx plus dy plus e equals 0. Now, realistically, you really don't need to memorize that. The big thing you need to remember is if I'm going to general form, it needs to equal 0. If I'm going to standard form, it equals r squared. Right? Because what we're going to do is we're just going to change between the two. We're never going to give you like values or points and then be like, hey, write the general form equation. The only way we're going to ask you to write that equation is if we're saying change it from standard to general form. Now you may ask me, why do they use general form then? And I would respond, I don't know. Standard form sounds really nice. And I think they should use that all the time. But they don't. So we use both standard and general form. Okay, so what we're going to work on today is converting between the two. And then we're going to do one problem at the end where we're given it in general form. And we need to change it to standard form so we can graph it. And that's one I'd maybe pay attention to for some reason that's unknown to me. Like it might be on something really important. Okay, yeah. Okay, so let's try some problems. As an example here, before we get to our problem, when we convert from standard to general form, super easy. It's kind of just like going from vertex to standard form last unit was. We're just going to FOIL both of these out. We're going to FOIL them both out. We're going to combine all of our like terms, and then we're going to get it equal to 0. Okay? General form has to equal 0. If you remember one thing for general form, that's what it's got to be. Okay? So, let's try one. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to rewrite it because I like to see them next to each other before I try and FOIL them. So x minus 2 times x minus 2 plus y plus 4 times y plus 4 equals 25. Okay? So I like to write it out because I like to be able to visualize it when I FOIL. Do you have to? Absolutely not, but it's a good idea. So I'm going to FOIL the first ones here. X squared minus 2x minus 2x plus 4 plus y squared plus 4y plus 4y plus 16 equals 25. All right, so all I did so far is I FOILed. Now I'm going to combine all my like terms. Okay? So I have x's that are alike, I have y's that are alike, and I have constants that are alike. So it's going to become x squared minus 4x plus y squared plus 8y plus 20. My constant has to go at the end. Now, there's two ways we can write it, and I'll show you once we get to the end which ways they are. But I would always put my constant at the end from here, and it equals 25. Okay, one last step I need to do. We said general form needs to equal what? 0. So to do that, I'm going to subtract 25. So I get x squared minus 4x plus y squared plus 8y minus 5 equals 0. That is the first way you can write your answer. That is the way I would write it, where you go x squared x, y squared y, then your constant. And we'll do that because when we change it to standard form, we actually complete the square. And we want the x squared and x to be next to each other, the y squared and the y to be next to each other. You could also write it like, if you prefer having all your squared terms first, x squared plus y squared minus 4x plus 8y minus 5 equals 0. All right, either one of those are acceptable. Like I said, I'm going to leave as the top one because when we go the opposite way, we want the x squared and x next to each other, the y squared and the y next to each other. Okay? So all we're doing, guys, is we're FOILing, and we're getting it equal to 0. Pretty easy, right? Okay, let's try another one. So you get x minus 1 times x minus 1 plus y plus 3 times y plus 3 equals 12. Right, so FOIL it out. x squared minus x plus 1 plus y squared plus 3y plus 9 equals 12. Same thing. Combine your like terms. Combine my x's. I get x squared minus 2x plus y squared. Combine my y's plus 6y. Combine my constants. 1 plus 9 gives me 10. Equals 12. And the last thing I need to do is what? Subtract 12. Get it equal to 0. Minus 12. X squared minus 2x plus y squared plus 6y minus 2 equals 0. Like I said, you could also write it x squared plus y squared minus 2x plus 6y minus 2 equals 0. Either one of those works. However you want to do it. So we're doing foiling, get equal to 0 to change it to general form. Okay, does that make sense? Any questions on that? Okay, well, before we try and do it the other way, like I said before, we're going to complete the square. So let's review it. We're just going to do one of these two problems because I think we should still have it kind of fresh in memory from last unit. When we complete the square, we take our terms like x squared plus 6x, we leave a space, and we add 4, right? Does everyone remember that when we did that?
Yes.
Okay, then what did we do?
Divide the b by 2.
Divide our b term by 2, and then square it. So we got 3, we squared it, we got 9.
And then subtract 9 from the outside.
Add it on the inside, subtract it on the outside. So we get x plus 3 times x plus 3 when I factor this inside. Remember that number should be the same, and should actually be the number we get when we divide by 2. Minus 5, so x plus 3 squared minus 5. That looks like 8. Okay, I don't think that one worked. Okay, so we complete the square, right? Do you all remember how to do that? Okay. What's going to happen is we're going to end up doing it twice when we're changing it from general form to standard form. So let's go ahead and let's try it. We're going to skip that second example because I think we're pretty good on this. So example 1, this is given to us in general form. X squared minus 8x plus y squared minus 6y minus 11 equals 0. Well, I'm going to separate x squared and x, and I'm going to leave a space. X squared minus 8x, leave a space. Plus y squared minus 6y. I'm taking those variables that are alike, leave a space. And then minus 11, leave a bigger space equals 0. Why do I leave a space at the end here? What's that, Natalie? Because we're going to subtract whatever we add inside, right? So if I do this, I take my b term here, negative 8, I divide by 2, I get negative 4, and I square it. We get 16. So I add 16 on the inside, I subtract it on the outside. Okay? Do the same thing for the second part, the y's. Negative 6 divided by 2 is negative 3. Square it, I get 9. Add it on the inside, subtract it on the outside. Okay, so now we take each piece and we factor them. Well, what multiplies to 16 adds to negative 8? Negative 4 and negative 4. So x minus 4 times x minus 4. Good. Plus, looking at my y's, what multiplies to 9 adds to negative 6? Negative 3 and negative 3. So y minus 3, y minus 3. And then I'm combining my like terms out here. Negative 11, minus 16, minus 9. negative 36, and the whole thing equals 0. Right, so I'm just rewriting them. X minus 4 squared plus y minus 3 squared minus 36 equals 0. Well, we're really close to that standard form. What's that?
Add the 36.
Add the 36, right? If I add 36, I get x minus 4 squared plus y minus 3 squared equals 36. So remember, my standard form should equal my radius squared. Now, do you think maybe you could like skip some of these steps as we get better at it? Probably. I'm going to show them all, but like you can skip some if you want to, right? If you know you can. Hey, should it ever equal a negative number when I'm in standard form? Why not?
Radiuses can't be negative.
A radius can't be negative, right? And if I square a number, it should never be a negative as well. So if it's a radius squared, it should always be positive. So if you get a negative over here, go back, make sure you did all right. What I would guess is maybe you added outside instead of subtracted. So if you ever get a negative, go double check that. Alright, let's try another one together. So this one's rearranged a little funny, right? It's in that other order we said you could write it. So all I'm going to do is I'm just going to rearrange it when I try to go to complete my perfect squares here. X squared plus 10x, leave a space, plus y squared plus 12y, leave a space.
Just so you know, it's written different in ours.
Is it really?
Yeah, it's the same order we had last time. It's the
It's-
same numbers. It's just
written different order?
Yeah.
So they did it nice for you and not for me, huh?
Yes.
Well, that's not very nice of them. Well, if it is given to you like this, just rearrange it. So plus 28, leave a space, equals 0. So let's go ahead. Take 10 divided by 2. We get 5 and square it is 25. So I add it on the inside, subtract it on the outside. Same thing, take 12, divide by 2, square it. I get 36, add it on the inside, subtract it on the outside. What does this factor to?
X plus 5 squared.
X plus 5 times x plus 5 or x plus 5 squared. Is everyone okay if I skip that step?
Yeah.
Okay. Plus, what do we get here? Y plus 6 times y plus 6, which is y plus 6 squared. And I get, is that minus 33 equals 0? And then what's my last step?
Add 33.
Add 33, so it's got to equal my radius squared. So plus 33, x plus 5 squared, plus y plus 6 squared equals 33. All right. So it's really not super difficult going between form and form, is it? Okay. So what I want you to do is I want you to try the last one on your own. Change it to standard form and then try and graph it. Like I said, I would try this like it might be a test problem. Right? So try your best on it. Try not to get help from people. If you need help, obviously ask people next to you. Ask me. But try it like you're taking a test right now. So who knows why. Am I on the right track here? So double check. 2.2. Give you guys a little more time to work on it, then we'll go through it if we need. Number 5 is our radius squared. We want the radius. So then we gotta take, so it's our radius squared, right? So find our radius is square root. So that'll go to the radius and there we go up, left, right, and down. Hey guys, check your equation. Did we all get x minus 2 squared plus y minus 3 squared equals 5? Did we all correctly change forms? Hey, you! Talking to you guys. Did we all change forms correctly?
Yeah.
Okay, we feel good about that? Okay, what about graphing? How do we do graphing? Good? Okay. Alright, are there any questions? Sweet. Swipe up, subscribe, like and comment.